Welcome back. I first prep my face with the oil-free Neutrogena moisturizer. I then use the Haley's Refine Prime face primer and the Smashbox Photo Finish primer water, and that's the cucumber melon one in the collection. I think it's Serene Greens. Then I am applying the Haley's Beauty Refine face primer to my face. I go back and forth from this one to the Dr. Brandt Pores No More. I love both of them, but I do think the Haley's one is a little bit more smoothing on the skin. And I'm just pushing that in my face to my skin, smooth it on out. I love to pat the primer, especially like pore filling ones and mattifying ones, into the skin. Then I will take both of the Haley's foundations, the luminous and the matte, and I always mix them. And I never have to use like a second layer of foundation. This always gives me the coverage that I need the first time. The other foundation that I use is the Urban Decay Stay Naked. I love that foundation, but I do always have to go in with a second layer. That is the Haley's Beauty sponge, and I am now just pouncing that in my skin. I love this sponge. It's super soft, bouncy, and doesn't soak up a lot of product. And as you can see, that is giving my skin a good medium coverage, which is good for every day. I do this basically every day for work. This look here, just natural, not too much, but enough to go out in the day and feel confident about myself. And you can see that's just like pouncing beautifully into the skin, and it does look just like my skin. You cannot tell that I've got makeup on. And I did prep my lips with this Laneige sleeping mask. By the way, just wanted to mention that. And when I mix both of these foundations, I get a little bit of glow because I do have combination skin. I am oily in my T-zone and then dry around the perimeter of my face. Just pouncing that in the skin. I love this sponge. I go between this one and that pink e.l.f. Trio one. Is also big and bouncy. This is my Dose of Colors foundation, and the color is 03 Fair. It's the only foundation I've been reaching for. It does not crease, and I do have fine lines, and this is my favorite concealer. I used to use the CoverGirl one, the new one they came out with the black and white stripes, but it creased, and this one does not. So this is the one I reach for on a daily, just for an everyday look, even for a glammed up look. This is my favorite concealer. Just pouncing that under the eye, and I do not take it too far out because, like I said, I have fine lines, and if I put too much product on the fine lines, I feel like it just emphasizes the lines, not covers them up. So taking the extra on the sponge, going down the bridge of my nose, making sure everything's smoothed out. And then I do take my Maybelline 05 Fair, it's the setting powder. I'm going to put that just all over my face. I switch between that and the Laura Mercier, and do have the Haley's Beauty setting powder, which I love, but I have to mix. I cannot use it on its own because for my skin tone, it's too dark and it changes the color of my foundation. So today I'm just using the Maybelline ones, what I use on a daily for going to work and everyday looks. I usually don't use a brush for this, just use my sponge. It gives an airbrush look to my face. Just pounce that all over. Next, I'm using my Milani Silk Bronzer in the color number 1. And that is a NYX brush. And I'm just going to kind of chisel out the hollows of my cheeks. Not too much, but just to give me some color back into my face and not to have my face look so flat. And I never put foundation down my neck. I would just put a little bronzer down there. And then I will put this up by my hairline and around the temples of my face, just to give myself some color, some life back into my face, warm my skin up a tad bit. And this is one of my favorite bronzers. It's not too warm or too cool toned. It's a perfect color for my skin tone, and I do reach for it on a daily. This is my Lorac blush. It's just a light pink blush. You can use any light pink blush. I just reach for this one a lot. And I usually don't put my blush on the apples of my cheeks. I always keep everything towards the back, like to have a lifted face look. I know a lot of people put blush on the apples, but I can't. It's not a good look for me. This is my Ofra highlight. This is in all of the lights. I take the 2 or 3 lightest shades. I do not use the darkest shade. It is not good for my skin tone, but it is still very beautiful. Would be beautiful on medium to darker skin tones, but I do usually just stick with the 2 or 3 lightest shades. Run that on the cheekbones, above my eyebrows, top of my forehead, my cupid's bow, and I do run it down the bridge of my nose just a little bit to even everything out. But I do like a lifted face look, so I do put that also on the brow bone as well, and just all over the top of my face. So that is the ColourPop Blush Crush palette, which is one of my favorite palettes. I use the first lightest shade just to put all over my lid. We're not going to do any eyeshadow look today, just going for glowy skin and some lashes, some glossy lips. So really no eyeshadow. We're just going to even out the eyelids with the lightest shade. Keep everything even. And that's a Morphe brush. I love the Profusion blush palette. That's the third one. And that color in the middle is like a great crease color for your eye. If you have not tried blush as an eyeshadow, you need to, because especially this one is really good. It's not patchy, it doesn't pull, it doesn't tug. It's like really smooth and just runs right in the crease. And this color here is beautiful. It's not cool tone, too warm tone for me. It's just like a perfect transition every day. Give my eyes a little dimension. I'm not going to go too crazy with any eye look today. And then whatever's left on the brush, I do run on the bottom of the eyelash, just for a little extra something something. This is a Wet n Wild palette. It is limited edition, but you can use any shimmery gold color. That's what that top one is. And I just put this on my brow bone as the brow bone highlight. And that is a limited edition. Not even sure the name of it, but any shimmery gold color will do. And that's what I always use. And I will use that same color too, again, just to brighten up the inner corners of my eye. But it is really pretty. And then I will take my finger and just put it on my eyelid. Any shimmery shades, I usually don't use a brush, especially if I'm just like going to work and trying to get done. That's my Jeffree Star spoolie. I'm just brushing through the brows, not doing really too much to them. I try to keep that simple. My Milani Fruit Fetish. I do have that one, the dragon fruit, and then I have the other one, the coconut. I did pass up on the watermelon just because here you can see I went a little crazy on Ulta with the MAC watermelon sprays. So really don't need any more watermelon spray. Take my NYX pencil liner. And I love these liners. They literally stay on all day. And that color is Violet Smoke. It's like a purpley pink color, but it's good for my skin tone. So I just run that over. And I'm just overlining my lips. And here I'm just putting some Laneige lip balm. No lip gloss. This is like, makes your lips super glossy. And then to finish off, I will use my Smashbox Photo Finish Setting Spray. I love this stuff. It like holds my makeup on all day at work. And then I'm just pouncing the little Haley's Beauty Sponge in just for any of the drops to smooth out and look airbrush. Let that dry. Move on to mascara. I never use falsies, and you'll never see me use falsies on my channel just because I naturally and always have had long eyelashes. My mother had long eyelashes, and I was blessed to get that gene from her. So I will do just like 1.5 coats of this because it can and does get clumpy. If you've ever used it, you know what I'm talking about. But I do love it because it stays on all day. It doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge. And with my eyelashes being so long, I usually get a bunch of smudging on the back of my eyelid. But this one does not do that. So it's what I use almost every day, especially for going to work. And as you can see, my eyelashes are naturally long. They're blonde, so if I don't wear mascara, I look like I don't have any eyelashes, but they're so long and I need to clean up like the back of my eyelid. And there I'm just choosing which one of the mascaras I'm going to put on the bottom lashes, and the Maybelline Lash Stiletto wins. I love the brush. The formula does not flake or smudge. So I usually do pick this one for my bottom lashes. Although I do like the other Too Faced mascara. But just finishing up. And then I got my Grande lips. This is the nude one. Back to that little Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. We're just going to highlight the inners of my eyes just to make me look awake and open my eyes even when I'm half asleep. I do get up for work at 5 in the morning, so half the time when I'm doing this I am half asleep, but this does make me look awake and like I've been up. So just gonna apply some of this nude lip gloss. And I love all these colors. I have like 5 or 6 colors of this Grande lips. And then just for a little extraness, going to put my ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter on my Cupid's bow, and over where I put all of the Ofra highlight just to give it a little bit more pop. Going over the high points of my face, my cheekbones. I will go over my temples and down the bridge of my nose, just to give it a little extra something. And I usually always finish off my makeup look with this Flexitarian. It's one of my favorite highlighters. It doesn't emphasize pores or textures. And there you go. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.